Hello, friends, what's going on? Hopefully, everybody is fine, and I would like to welcome everybody who's new to the Inner Circle. This is going to be a trades recap video for everybody who missed today's trades, who did not really understand what price did today. Super important to always reflect that. Also, for me, it was not that easy, to be honest. Only the trade that I took was for me my kind of daily bread and butter trades, but I missed the incredible short in the morning. I missed another long opportunity, and to be honest, the New York session was just stupid. Okay, so if you've made some losses there, that's not a problem because it was super difficult. You really needed to follow the 1 minute structure to understand, okay, it's invalid or valid. But I'm going to show you a quick trick what could have been preventing you for taking too much losses, okay? Because also me, I try to take a nice trade in a New York session. I'm not a bigger fan of New York session. I'm just honest with you. I like I more than likely like the London session, especially the London Open. The Frankfurt Open is what I like, but I also like trades sometimes here. Like I trade today around 11 o'clock. Then I try to get out at before New York will kick in, okay? Today, to be honest, I just didn't really understand what New York tried to tell me. I'm going to show you that what kind of candles showed it to us that it wanted to go short, and yeah. So I would like to just start here with the M15. Not going to go right now too much on the higher time frame because I mapped it out already in the last video. So for everybody who's new, please check out the last video, or for everybody who missed it, super important one. It's kind of a live back testing video. Yeah, definitely a lot of knowledge to really understand what price did here. Now today it was kind of clear price will drop down. I'm going to show you right now also my last confirmation that would have been clearing that for me, but right now just by looking this, and in this case you understand that we came here from this zone here, okay, which was a protected high from a daily and 4-hour perspective. So of course you would like to see price going down, at least tapping into here and potentially continue with the bearish trend as everything is still bearish. You can see how price also perfectly also tapped here in the supply zones, breaking structure to the downside, and it just looked like price will just continue with this kind of bearish order flow, and this is what it did. So here another nice break of structure, price reacted off of some nice supply zone up here. And yeah, right now, so when you wake up at 7 o'clock and you're watching at the charts, you can see right now the first indication of a potential liquidity grab, so that could be a liquidity grab. You don't know at that moment right now what price will really do, okay? So what I would do in this case is just understanding the substructure, okay? Because this is the swing structure. So that is your range, right? So you are bearish till price will break it to the upside. Only then you need to be bullish. If it will break this, doesn't mean right now that price will just go crazy bullish or something. No, it just means price will just potentially come all the way back up here. Internally, everything is bearish, right? So you can see here the last POS, what the price gave us here. So looking now for long, just because of the matter of fact that you had this, is stupid. So I will not look right now too long here or anything like that. Yes, it could be right now indication, yeah, price is taking our liquidity, but with the next candle, it just could close below it, so keep that in mind as well. So right now, because you understand, okay, BOS, so also here BOS here, so definitely here is your structure. So you can just wait right now to understand how the Frankfurt will open, right, at 8 o'clock. That's important. Now, we go anyway on the 1 minute to understand what the 1 minute is telling us, but the 1 minute has successfully broke structure here, Now, that tells us price is bearish. It tells us right now also that it created here a nice supply zone. And right now it's just 1 minute before Frankfurt will open, and you are in a supply zone after price has given you here this kind of accumulation. Okay, so that is a Wyckoff accumulation, what price did, pushed up higher, but as you can see, it failed immediately and it dropped down and it broke structure. And whenever the price is doing something significant just 5 minutes before a major opening, then you know it's the work of these big institutions. And in this case, definitely, look at this, 5 minutes before, price started to break structure. Now, that doesn't mean right now that this one needs to be protected. Of course not. It just shows us, okay, we got a valid BUS, so we can look for a valid short opportunity. And yeah, this is our liquidity for our upper supply zone where we can just look for a nice entry. So from my point of view, it would be totally legit to just jump on right now. You can't wait, of course, to see how the opening will be, because opening could just, push the price crazy to the upside. Now it's the opening there, and you can see, yeah, that's exactly what it is doing, So what I recommend always in a situation like this is, yeah, just check out the 5 seconds as well. But it should be valid because of the matter of fact that this is the only supply zone that you have. So here in the 5 seconds, you will see that price pushed up higher. And here, for me, the first BOS would be valid, this one, okay? Because it's breaking to the upside the structure, it's breaking to the downside structure. So this is kind of my things that I'm looking for. I could have been refining it like this, for instance, the 1 minute, understanding it came up here. Of course, it wicked a little bit. This is not a problem. Now, if the wick would have been like this, okay, then of course it's invalid, but this is still okay. And this is, from my point of view, the supply zone. So I'm always trying to get involved in one with 1 pip stop loss. So this is my daily goal. I can see, okay, I'm protecting up the highs. So for me, this is a totally valid trade setup like this. So I would really just jump on that. No more confirmation for me needed. For me, it is okay like that. I'm just going to play, let it run perfectly. So price really moves like I want to see it. Now, of course, you can hold it till 1 to 20. That's what I recommend. 1 to 20 is my daily bread and butter for my trades. But when I got like this, a situation that we are pro trend, okay, because you can see that pretty easy, pretty clearly, it's the pro trend. Whenever you have a pro trend, you can let it open for a longer time period, which means with a 1 pip, you can go for a 1 to 40. So price could go easily 40 pips to the downside. Very easy, okay? If you would have been catching it right now with only 2 pip stop loss, then of course you needed to reduce your risk reward, because you cannot go for a 140. You can then go for a 1 to 20, okay? So that's the goal. So that's the way how I like to close my trades, because especially right now in this case, you are in the middle of nowhere, so you absolutely have no clue where it could go. But 40 pips is kind of the movement that the price likes to do. Of course, 60 pips could be also possible. So I don't even know right now how far it dropped. Yeah, it dropped more to the downside in this case. What you could do in a situation like this is also to always move your stop loss to your next OB and so on. So let's see how much it would have been gone. Yeah, 1 to 60, as you can see, would have been also possible. Yeah, so if you would like to go for this, for me, totally valid to go for a 1 to 60. Or you're just trying to understand where price tries to shift, okay? Because in this case here, price is just moving, super bearish, right? So it's just moving. It's providing you structure and so on. This one is the first time it's trying to break here. So you could potentially look for something, especially right now. You can also close it right now because this is a Frankfurt trade from a session opening perspective, which means London will kick in, okay? So we're right now 1 minute before London, and we understand that there is a BOS. We understand that this movement was potentially caused right now by the London traders. Now in this case, it's not 5 minutes before the opening. So me personally, I would wait in a situation like this. So it depends, of course, it depends, but it looks good. Also, this setup looks already super good because you got liquidity here, you know. From my point of view, what I like to do in a situation like this, if I still had this trade, I would just hold it till, the opening. Right now, 1 minute before opening, so you could have been closing it here. So as you can see, the 1 to 60 is pretty perfectly. I recommend always around 40, maximum 60 pips is what you can expect if price is really pro trend. Okay, perfectly. So that would have been right now here the next opportunity. Let's see, and price is pushing. Price is pushing. Now, if you would have been already jumping on here on the 5 seconds on something, you could have been feeling that you have here some sort of gap. So this is kind of the demand zone that price is going for. It's a little bit tricky in this case. The other one here looks mitigated. The lower one, the extreme, is still valid. But as you can see, London makes its opening and it's breaking structure. And when you come here to the 1 minute, you can see, it leaves me right now here with this demand zone. So of course, this is my valid POI to go for long from there if I missed the first one, okay? So like this, perfectly tap into it. It even gives me here right now a nice inducement for it, nice liquidity. So let me see how the 5 seconds developed here. Yeah. So from my point of view here, I would have just using here this refined area. Could have been using it like this. Okay. Would you refine it lower? Not sure, because in this case, yes, it would make sense because this could be your liquidity. And as always, I would like to go for a 1 pip. So I'm trying to always refine it that much that I can get my 1 pip. In this case, I would not use the 1 pip. I would try to mark it like this and using it like that. And I would have a much higher stop loss than the ones that I like. But yeah, it's part of it. Sometimes I also need to go for a 2 pip stop loss. Yeah, totally fine. Price is moving. Here, the same kind of thing. Go for a 1 to 20. In this case, it's definite 1 to 20 is more than okay. Why? Because we didn't catch it with 1 pip stop loss. If we would have a 1 pip stop loss, then potentially we could go for a 1 to 40, 1 to 30. But as you can see, you are here in a pullback, so you're just expecting a pullback. You can see right now here nice liquidity. This is what price is currently targeting here. Yeah. So this is how you need to make up your decisions at the end, okay? It's not always easy, I know. Okay, then we see in the 1 minute, price is just moving up higher, breaking structure and stuff. So here providing us a ton of liquidity. So this is already something which I don't like. So if I would be right now in this trade, I would just, I would really put my stop loss at least at break even in a situation like this, because I don't like this source of liquidity, and I know we are pro trend. So easily price could have been doing right now something like this, So keep that in mind. Our price is moving, and that is our take profit hit. So me personally definitely that's how we'll close it. In this case, yeah, let's see if it's moving up higher. Yeah, it will. Of course, it needs to go. What you can also do is right now, okay, you see this is kind of your range, your potential target, 120. And you see, okay, but I got here some supply zone. So potential price is tapping on it. And look at this. It just doesn't tap it because of not even 1 pip, just half of a pip. I'm also super, how should I say, I just don't use it too exact, okay? Especially when I have targets. For entries, of course, entries needs to be super clean. But taking profit is right now not the one where you need to be too crazy with it, because something like this can easily occur, especially right now when you are in a pullback trade, you're not pro trend. If that would be pro trend, then of course I will hold this, not a problem. Yeah, But as you can see, anyway, it comes all the way back up. Okay, so for me, that would have been already not a good sign. But yeah, it's good. It's cool. So you could have been really taking here the maximum of 20 to 23 trade. As you can see, around 40 pips is what price will give you in a pullback as well. And then I guess it's dropping. Exactly. Now, the idea that I had then in the morning was potentially price could go still longer, okay? Because I never know when this kind of thing will just completely drop. I was super convinced that we will go up higher. Why? Because of the matter of fact that price just left us here with some big imbalances. Especially if you go now to M15, you can see that there is absolutely nothing. Now what price likes to do is to come up higher to fill here something. Now in this case, we already did, but still, my bias was still super bullish because it just dropped too much. We've been in a liquidity pool, so price could eventually right now from here just go like this, you know, could really do this kind of thing now. It's possible. Of course, keep in mind, it could do this anytime, you know? So my idea just was, okay, we dropped already dramatically much. If you look on this whole thing, it's time for some pullbacks until we drop again the next step lower. Let's see if I can spot here something from where this whole thing is reacting from, because I'm not sure right now. Yeah, so it took this liquidity here, so these kind of equal lows is what price took here. Yeah, we'll come to that one later on. Right now it's not that relevant, to be honest. Okay, so that's kind of my bias that I had. You know, I was just bullish. It's also totally okay to be bearish. But the fact what was good from my side was that price internally kind of switched bullish. You know, so here the first time it broke here, this, but then it just wicked above it. That was not cool. That was really not cool because it could have been easily speak against my whole idea. This zone speaks totally against me. Why? Because it's, I guess, not even in premium or so. So in discount, you know, it's not even a discount. So this was also the trade that I've lost today. But what I liked about this idea was simply we just had a ton of liquidity, and that could always work out at the end. You know, nice liquidity can always work out, at least for some push, you know. Yeah, it was good, you know, it really pushed up. But that price action, you know, that moment when it already came back down was already the first indication, okay, it could just eventually not work. But what I liked about this whole idea was that price here broke structure, you know. So on the M1, we've been technically still bullish here, you know. It just broke structure after structure, and that was the swing structure. And for me, that would have been totally fine if it would just, you know, like it did here, grabbing some more extra liquidity. But what was not good was this fact that price totally came into the supply zone here. Okay, this is the thing. If it would have been breaking the supply zone, then I would be super bullish on it, you know. And then this was already here from the start liquidity, you know. So when price was here, for me it was clear it would at least take this. I was not expecting price to take this. This is why my stop loss was placed like that, you know. So this is also the thing why I don't like to use always stop loss to break even, only in a few cases. And what price here did then is like this, using the demand zone like that. And then I said, okay, cool, it's still possible, but we want to see price breaking something, you know, because currently, yes, the lag is bullish here, but internally we're just too bearish, you know, because we started breaking structure here. So it will be technically okay to go short anytime here, you know, it will be okay. Till the lag, you know, till the lag. Okay, price pushing. Then I thought about, okay, great, looks good. But now look at this. Price breaks this one here. broken, right? So all traders would say now, cool, I will go long when the price will come down lower. But that's stupid because it did not even broke this, okay? So the thing is, here you had BOS to the downside, and here it failed. So your range was moved down here, okay? So what we want to see right now for a valid BOS to confirm our bullish ID was to close above this. So it's still bearish, and this is what kind of price action the price is providing you here. So you can go now, for instance, but this is right now super risky if you do stuff like this. Go in the 5 seconds, trying to confirm your ID to go here bearish, you know. Would be totally legit to look here for some nice short opportunities. Now, how would you enter this? From my point of view, not really possible. I guess on one that looked a little bit different. I'm not sure anymore. Because I thought about it, you know, I really thought about going here short with a really tight stop loss and so on. But yeah, would have been possible. But as you can see here, this kind of thing was just a liquidity grab because price just took it and dropped down. Then here the same kind of thing. You're again in this demand zone. So right now at this moment, for everybody should be clear, this is not a valid one anymore, and this is why price would just drop through it. Now you got here this wonderful nice source of liquidity, and now important for us is let's go to the M15. And for me, the first M15 valid BOS is this one here, okay? The other ones are all not valid. So this one, okay, that is difficult here in this case. This is really difficult to tell right now, but yeah, could be also valid, you know. But we just tell you, okay, this is liquidity. In general, what I want to explain now is this is a M15 demand zone where price could then give us at least one push. Go on the M5. Yeah, looks like this here is something. Going on M1. Yeah, same kind of thing. So you have here something, okay? So you have here something. That was what I was looking for. Of course, the lowest one would be the best demand zone, but you can see here a lot of wicks. So there is also something, especially the one doji. So I was just looking at the market here to see what it is providing us. And it started here to really break structure all the way back up. And that was interesting, you know. You need to always keep in mind, where are you? Okay, where is the market? Is it in an area where you're interested in looking for longs or not? Because you can be trapped so often here, you know. And this is probably the most difficult part to understand how you will get involved in your trades. Now, from my point of view here, if you look at this, you did not really tap in anything. You're just giving your reaction right now is because of it tapped into this liquidity pool here, okay? Everything is still bearish. It just tries right now to give you, okay, substructure is back bullish, and this is what I also shared with you. And yes, it would have been totally valid to even go for long here. It's not a problem if you went. But you need to keep in mind that your POY is here and not really there, you know. So it's still a little bit of room which price could do. Plus, you know, you can use here the refined zone like this. It could be also this zone, you know. If you have a situation like this where you don't know, okay, which is right now really my zone, when it is like this, I would never say, okay, this is the one. Plus, it just looks right now like this is equal lows, you know. So it's just providing you here extra confirmation for price would just go lower, and it's breaking structure, so it's providing even more confirmations that you should not go here for it. But yeah, I totally understand you if you want to go here long because it looks attractive, you know. You got good pullback to the downside. But yeah, at least when you see this sort of price action, it should be kind of clear to you that it's not easy, you know. it's just accumulating too much. And also here, I would like to see at least price breaking this, to really confirm you right now. Okay, it really tapped in something, but it did. As you can see, price is really moving down lower, and then it gets interesting right now to see what will price do. Especially right now here, you even got a M1 BOS. Of course, you can look anytime to go for the 5 seconds, but for me, this whole area was a little bit too big to really understand right now, okay, where will price now really go? And the thing is, I just seen, okay, BOS. Okay, nice. Here, this could be the inducement for it. So my demand zone is at the end, this one. I'm just waiting for price to come into it, and I can monetize on the 5 seconds for a nice entry possibility right there, Let's just go on this chart, because here we had it already. So a little bit more details, what you can see here. On the 5 seconds, and this right now, I know 5 second can be super confusing, especially if you're a beginner. And what I did here was kind of, how should I say? I really used the extremes of the extremes, because I always would like to really go for the 1 pip stop loss. So I'm really working right now on this to really get the best possible entries that I can. So here in this case, I took 2 entries, because one was with a buy limit, that was this one, and I got one with 25, that was one with market execution. That was when price tapped into here. I pressed it, and that's the price that I get at the end. Here, price tapped into it for the explanations right now. Okay, here is our first BOS that I marked up on the other one. So this is the first indication that tells you this is good. So especially you are in a zone like this, and you don't know what price right now really shift. And you're right now also pullback trader in this case, so you're not really trading the real movement. It can be tricky now to just use the 5 seconds. The best is to just combine it with the 1 minute, because whenever you will get a 1 minute BOS after you tapped into an M1 demand zone, and you can see here nice step-by-step mitigation, it just looks too obvious that it will really go in your direction. And you just go on it, and you just can confirm it here, in this case double. So for me here, it was the first time here already available to go here into this trade. And here, as you can see, price just provided you here extra liquidation, and it came back down, and boom, price just went, and boom. Here, that's what I like to do, is then I'm just using the new structure. I'm just staying on the seconds, and I understand, okay, this is my new swing structure. Starts from here there. Sorry, this is just normal structures. I understand this, but it came all the way back up, and then just looking here, where can I go long? And I see, and I see here pretty clearly the same kind of thing what we mapped out today already. Here, nice liquidity pool and demand zone. So I just used that one demand zone, and boom, price pushed up higher. So in general, that was here a ton of liquidity for the market anyway, Why didn't I use right now any lower demand zone? Yeah, which one, to be honest? Because my demand zone was this. Okay, that would be my whole demand zone. So I will map it out like this. Which one should I use? Well, I just decided to go for this, because the other one here was already, mitigated. I don't expect price to come again all the way here. So if we expect price to go up higher, so we really expect it to go in steps, So if it would come like down here, yeah, it would be valid, but yeah, super unrealistic after price really just went 1, 2, 3 times to the upside. This is the 4th step, and price comes to it, and it's moving back from here. It's moving to the upside. Yeah, pretty aggressive movement. So really, as you can see, that's the real trading, you know. So this is how the banks really traded as well. So same kind of methodology that they used here. Yeah, looks good. I just decided here the same kind of thing, like I explained to you. I'm closing around my pips, you know, in this case pullback, plus, you know, we've been here at the high. I did not really expect right now price, okay, let's go break the high, because I was just expecting bearish movements from my point of view. That was what I was expecting when I was in this trade. So I just wanted to trade it all the way back up, and I wanted to close it definitely before the New York Open, because New York can just completely make it vice versa everything. And here was my biggest failure that I didn't understand, because that is why, yeah, probably also me, I just influenced you a little bit to say, yeah, let's go bullish. I just liked here, let's go back to the clean chart. I just liked here the idea of price breaking this, you know. So when I've seen price really broke here structure, I just thought about, okay, we're bullish. But that was a little bit my problem here in this case, because it was like this. We returned to this demand zone after we went up higher. That was a flip zone, you know, so I thought, okay, we already are probably bullish because we broke that supply zone. We came back up, back down here. We had bearish order flow, you know, because here we've broken structure. Here we failed to break it, and we broke it to the upside, so it was bullish, but the break was only here valid, and it broke this one at the same time. But this is what price didn't broke, so here it failed to go up higher. And here the same methodology. Price could have been just pushing it all the way back up with the next candle. Yeah, the next candle failed as well, the third one as well, the fourth one was back bullish. I was just expecting, you know, price that's come back here and to go for that step-by-step mitigation. The problem was just that, yes, order flow was bullish here, but it didn't broke this one. And that would have been, here in this case, really necessary. So we definitely want to see in a situation like this that price will break this structure here. Okay? This is what it didn't. And this is why actually our ID, at least after the second M15 candle, should say, no, we will not go bullish anymore. We will go down, you know. Also right now, by reflecting the New York Open, we can see price pushed up higher. That was my ID. My ID was really, yeah, bullish. It may go bullish at this case, so the M1 definitely closed above the high, and it gave us right now here this. But also it wasn't from the start, was not clear for me what it will do, you know, because potentially could give us, of course, a correction. Now what I didn't kept in mind was at this whole thing was, okay, we are already too much to the downside, because it could go like this, but only if we would have been had a real break of structure, because then our swing structure would have been this, you know. And that was the problem, because we didn't broke that one. So price could have been really easy going lower, you know. That's not a problem. Yeah, so at least after price hit this one, we should have been switching back to bearish. That was my problem, because if I would have been switching back bearish, then we could have been looking here for something, you know, for some nice opportunities like this one, for instance. That's probably not the cleanest one, you know. Of course, it's not always clean, especially this messy price action that you can have here. But let me just show you how the whole idea would have been if we would have understanding, okay, price failed to go up higher, and we need to go actually bearish. So you can see actually here price reacting off of here. So it came here in this liquidity, and what we should have been done in a situation like this would have been just a hedge trade, you know, go short here and go long here. and that's it. That would have been the whole thing. So you would have been just losing 1 hour for gaining a lot of more hours afterwards. Even here, let's see if we can see something nice on the 5 seconds. So also one that I don't like too much on the 5 seconds, but yeah, you can see here it's not clean, but that would have been the one. You can see here price was just moving too aggressive, this V shape. So it's valid to look here. If you're not feeling comfortable with this, you wait for another BOS like this, and then you're just trying to get involved in this supply zone or use the whole big area here. Would be also still okay to look for, or the next one, so just use the one that will fit you the most in a situation like this. I know this one is not the best one, so I totally agree with you if you're scared to take trades like this, but of course you don't need to take them, especially after this day, till this time you already should have been gaining more than enough risk reward, so there was enough possible. So yeah, also for me, I even thought about should I even trade New York, but I was just too motivated, especially after that one, these two winners, and I said, yeah, let's go. Yeah. Why was everything else then invalid? Well, just because of the one matter of fact the price didn't close above it, but also the moment when price always came to these POIs, in this case this one is telling you here, yes, it's valid. So that would be a loss if this is your bias, if you didn't understand this. But the moment when you come down to this demand zone or this demand zone, so here you don't have anything, so that's from the start invalid, but this one never broke anything, right? So here, no BOS. That was the range, new range, staying at this range, new BOS. So it was just confirming you here actually price is moving down. So the whole price action here is not giving you any confirmation. So from my point of view, depending on which one you're using, so for instance, if you would have been using this one here as well, okay, no, this is invalid, sorry, yeah, no, so that would be a valid loss, this one would be a valid loss. So as you can see, this strategy doesn't really allow you to take right now too much losses, okay? So whenever somebody takes too much losses, then it's not the strategy itself, it's you, to be honest, because you're just forcing to get too much in one specific direction. And most of the cases, it's just good to switch also the directions. And whenever you really do not understand what price is doing, I would just hedge, just go for a hedge. Okay, well, that's it. Here from my point of view, just to look at this, the first real BOS to the upside was here after price giving you this. I can see here that was the first BOS here valid. And that would have been here also your first trade possibility for longs, which would be really at the end valid to go here for a nice long. Yeah, a lot of consolidation, of course. Why not? Price is currently in a super crazy situation. Here, small outlook for tomorrow. Here we got daily demands. So I guess we tapped into it. Let me see if we tapped into it already perfectly. Let me just go very quickly here to understand where the 4 hour is. Yeah, it's good. So from my point of view, this is good. 30 minutes. Let me see if I can see something here. Yep, potentially this. So I would use it like that. So this is right now here. You can see nice liquidity. This is where price tapped into it, So we're here giving us a reaction from here. Now, of course, I want to see how the daily will close. Okay, if it will break it or not. Looks like it will break, but yeah, I don't know. We still got 2 hours, 40 minutes to go. A lot of things can change. Price could just, push up higher, will just change anything. 4 hours are still bearish. So just saying from the start, from my point of view, what price will do tomorrow is, let me check out the range. Yeah, still kind of a big range, but I guess price will provide us here some liquidity. If it will do like this, we will do it like that. So that's kind of my thoughts. And probably Frankfurt will push it back down, and London will push it back up, and yeah, New York will do again some shit things like always. Now I don't know, guys, just a small theory right now. I have absolutely no clue, so I really need to see how price will be developed, how the 4-hour candles will look like. I will share, of course, in the morning with you my view. But yeah, I just expect, of course, some pullbacks here. What will also be interesting is that the moment when the daily will go below this here, and it will go below this from my point of view, we can expect something like this. Okay, so that's just to explain you. So the same kind of thing here, how it developed this, then short, and developing this small internal structure, coming below it to hunt this liquidity, because this is the swing structure. It's still the swing structure here. So we want to see price now actually grabbing this liquidity in order to come from here then back up higher. It could even grab this, or just coming till here and then continue to drop down lower. But overall, this is bullish right now because it broke structure here. That's how I view it. Yeah. Okay, so guys, I wish you all a great day. Hopefully you're not too unmotivated, because yeah, I've seen some of you took too much losses during this drop on the New York session. I know it was not that clean also for me. I also was still looking for bullishness. I just didn't kept too much eye on the M15 today. Yeah, it was my failure as well here. But yeah, as you can see, we all make failures, and we will still make failures. That's absolutely no problem. Yeah, well, we'll see them tomorrow in the morning, guys. Wish you a good day. Very quick announcement for the Zoom call. It will be again at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and yeah, or yeah, 5 or 6. I will write it definitely down in the announcement group, like always. So have a nice have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.